Stop scrolling. What I'm about to reveal was hidden for centuries, shared only in whispers between masters and students. If you're watching this right now, it's no coincidence. Something inside you is ready to awaken a dormant ability you've always possessed. Before we go any further, I need you to do something. Look away from your screen for exactly 3 seconds and focus on the space between your eyebrows. Do it now. Did you feel that subtle tingling? That pressure? That's your inner vision trying to activate. You just proved to yourself that this is real. Remember that moment when you felt someone staring at you, only to turn around and catch them watching? Or when you thought of someone seconds before they called? You weren't imagining it. You were accessing your inner vision, a natural ability that every human possesses but few know how to activate. Right now, there are two realities existing side by side. You move through both, but you're only aware of one. Today, that changes forever. For generations, certain individuals have guarded this sacred knowledge like fire, powerful enough to illuminate your path or burn you, depending on how you use it. But something is shifting in our world. The veil is thinning, and more people are ready to see beyond the invisible. Here's what the ancient masters discovered. Your brain processes over 11 million bits of information every second, but your conscious mind only handles about 40. Where does the rest go? It's filtered out by what scientists call your reticular activating system. But what if I told you there's a way to access that hidden information? What if those filtered perceptions contain the keys to seeing what others cannot? Now, place your hand on your heart for a moment. Notice how your heartbeat has shifted since we started this conversation. That's not just excitement. It's your nervous system responding to information your conscious mind hasn't even processed yet. Your body already knows we're approaching something profound. But I have to warn you. Once you learn this technique, there's no going back. Your perception of reality will be forever changed. Here's what they don't want you to know. You already have a third eye. Not some mystical concept, but a natural ability as real as your capacity to dream. Every night when you dream, you unconsciously use this power. How else can you see, feel, and experience vivid worlds without your physical eyes? Watch a newborn baby sometime. Notice how they gaze at empty spaces with perfect contentment. Or how young children casually mention things adults can't see. They're not imagining. They're using this ability naturally, just as you once did before society conditioned you to ignore it. Your brain processes far more information than you're consciously aware of. Science proves we only perceive a tiny fraction of what our senses actually detect. That gut feeling that's always right, that moment when you just knew something was about to happen. That's your inner vision breaking through the static of everyday consciousness. The ancient Egyptians called it the Eye of Horus. Hindu traditions refer to it as the Ajna chakra. The pineal gland, buried deep in your brain, was once called the seat of the soul by philosophers like Descartes. Every culture has recognized this ability, but modern life has taught us to suppress it. But here's the incredible part. It's still there, waiting. Like a muscle that's been dormant, it just needs the right activation sequence to spring back to life. Ancient masters discovered 3 essential keys that unlock this dormant gift. Think of them as the 3 keys needed to open a vault that's been locked for decades. Without any one of them, the entire structure collapses. Key 1. Sacred silence. Not the quiet when you turn off your phone, but the deeper stillness between your thoughts. That peaceful space right before sleep, where your true power resides. We must learn to access this while fully awake. Here's the secret. Your inner vision can only emerge in the gaps between thoughts. It's like trying to see stars in broad daylight. Impossible until the sky darkens. Key 2. Conscious breathing. Your breath is the bridge between worlds. Right now, you breathe automatically. But when you take conscious control, something magical happens. Certain breathing patterns act as keys, unlocking new levels of perception. Ancient yogis discovered that specific rhythms could shift your brain waves from beta to alpha to theta, the states where inner vision naturally emerges. Key 3. Laser focus. In our distracted world, this is the hardest to master. Your attention is like a laser beam. Scattered, it barely makes an impact. Focused, it cuts through steel. But here's what most people don't know. There are different types of focus. The focus we're cultivating isn't the intense concentration you use to solve math problems. It's a soft, receptive awareness, like the difference between a flashlight and a campfire. These 3 keys work together like ingredients in an ancient recipe, creating a synergy that awakens what was always there. But knowing about them isn't enough. You need the exact sequence, the precise technique that's been passed down for generations. Now comes the most powerful part, the 7 sacred breaths technique. This isn't just breathing. It's a key that unlocks states of consciousness you didn't know were possible. Why 7? Because this number corresponds to the 7 levels of depth we need to traverse to reach expanded awareness. Find a comfortable position. You don't need candles or incense, just your intention and commitment. But before we begin, here's something crucial. This technique works by synchronizing your breath with your brain waves. Each breath shifts you deeper into theta state, where the boundary between conscious and subconscious dissolves. Breath 1. Inhale for 4 counts, imagining golden light filling every cell. Hold for 7 counts, feeling that energy circulating through your entire being. Exhale slowly for 8 counts, releasing all tension like dust blown away. This 4-7-8 pattern opens the window to expanded awareness by activating your parasympathetic nervous system. We actually have over 70 videos on this channel dedicated to breathwork. You can check out any of those videos to understand the profound importance of breath and master these life-changing techniques. But for now, let's continue with our sacred sequence. Breaths 2 and 3. Notice time beginning to slow, each inhale deeper than the last, filling not just your lungs but your entire being. Let your eyelids grow heavy while keeping your mind alert. You're entering what neuroscientists call the hypnagogic state, the threshold between waking and sleep, where extraordinary perceptions emerge. Breaths 4 and 5. This is where the magic happens. Many experience their first glimpse, a sensation at the center of the forehead, colors behind closed eyes, or a feeling of expansion. Don't chase these experiences. Simply observe with curiosity. Your pineal gland is beginning to activate, releasing small amounts of DMT, the same compound present during dreams and near-death experiences. Breaths 6 and 7. You're now at the threshold, deeply calm, yet fully conscious, like standing at the edge of sleep while remaining awake. The boundary between worlds becomes paper-thin. Some describe it as feeling like their consciousness is expanding beyond their physical body. Others report a profound sense of unity with everything around them. Stay in this state without forcing anything. Inner vision is like a wild animal. Chase it, and it flees. Be still, and it comes to you. This is the moment when many experience their first true glimpse beyond the veil. There's a secret space in your consciousness what ancients called the blind spot. It's that in-between moment before sleep where you're neither fully awake nor asleep. This is where extraordinary perception emerges. Your thoughts flow like a stream, but the blind spot is a silent whirlpool in that current. You can't look at it directly, but you can learn to inhabit it. Modern neuroscience calls this the default mode network, the brain state where self-referential thinking quiets and something deeper emerges. Start noticing tiny gaps between your thoughts. These gaps are your entry points. At first, they might last only milliseconds, but with practice, you can extend them. When you extend these moments, time stretches and hidden perceptions surface. Information that was always there begins rising to consciousness as your filtering mind steps aside. Here's what's fascinating. In brain scans, people accessing this state show increased activity in the right hemisphere, while the left hemisphere, responsible for logical, linear thinking, becomes quieter. This is when pattern recognition, intuition, and what we call sixth sense naturally emerge. As you develop this ability, you'll face what I call the threshold tests. Don't fear them. They're disguised teachers, and facing them is part of the initiation process. Test 1. Doubt. Not just questioning the method, but questioning reality itself. You might think, did I really see that? Was that just imagination? This is normal. You're breaking years of conditioning about what's possible. The key is to document your experiences without judgment. Keep a simple log of synchronicities, intuitive hits, and unusual perceptions. Test 2. Fear. Not of danger, but of losing your current understanding of reality. Like standing at the edge of a deep pool, part of you hesitates before diving in. This fear often manifests as physical sensations, tingling, pressure in the head, or feeling spacey. These are actually signs that your perception is expanding. Breathe through them. Test 3. Impatience. Wanting instant results in our instant gratification world. But inner vision is like a garden. You can't rush growth. Some people experience dramatic openings immediately. Others notice subtle shifts over weeks or months. Trust your unique timeline. Test 4. Spiritual ego. Feeling special as abilities develop. True mastery comes through humility, not superiority. The moment you think you're more evolved than others, you've lost the very openness that allows inner vision to function. Each test becomes an ally once you understand their lesson. Doubt transforms into discernment, the ability to distinguish between genuine insight and wishful thinking. Fear becomes respect for the profound nature of consciousness itself. Impatience becomes appreciation for the journey of unfolding. There's a magical moment everyone experiences differently. Some call it the click, others a quantum leap. It might feel like removing an invisible blindfold. Suddenly the world looks completely new, though nothing around you has changed. For others, it's gradual. They only realize it in hindsight, like noticing daylight without remembering dawn's arrival. You might start seeing energy fields around people, sensing emotions before they're expressed, or knowing things about situations without any logical explanation. Here's what many don't expect. The awakening often comes in layers. Just when you think you've reached the peak, you discover a deeper level waiting. It's like opening one door and finding a room full of new doors. Each awakening is deeper than the last, each understanding more profound. But here's the most important truth. You can't force this moment. It's like falling in love. The more you try to control it, the more it slips away. Your job is not to force its arrival, but to create the right conditions and be fully present when it comes. Ironically, it often happens when you stop actively searching for it. In a moment of complete surrender, when you're simply being present with the practice without expectation, the veil suddenly lifts. Many report it happening during ordinary activities, washing dishes, walking in nature, or just sitting quietly, when their guard is down and their heart is open. The real magic isn't in extraordinary experiences. It's bringing this awareness into everyday life. You become a translator between two worlds, ordinary perception and expanded awareness. Start keeping what I call a navigator's journal. Note those hunches that prove right. The urge to call someone just when they need you. The feeling to take a different route that avoids problems. These small moments connect into bigger patterns, creating what Carl Jung called meaningful coincidences. You'll become more sensitive to people, places, and energy. This isn't a burden, it's a gift. You might walk into a room and immediately sense the emotional atmosphere, or meet someone new and instantly understand their deeper motivations. You'll naturally find ways to balance yourself, spending more time in nature, creating centering routines. But here's something crucial. With expanded perception comes responsibility. You'll start to see through people's masks, understanding their fears and insecurities, even when they try to hide them. Use this insight with compassion, not judgment. Your role isn't to expose or fix others, but to respond with wisdom and kindness. Some practical signs your inner vision is integrating. You make better decisions with less overthinking. You're drawn to people and situations that serve your highest good. You trust your intuition over external opinions, and you experience life with a deeper sense of meaning and connection. The more you integrate these experiences, the more normal they become, not because they lose their magic, but because your definition of normal expands to include the miraculous. Inner vision becomes as natural as physical sight. There's no separation between mystical and everyday. Everything becomes a continuous dance of discovery. You start to see the sacred in the ordinary, the extraordinary in the mundane. You've taken the first step by watching this video, but this journey never ends. Each day offers new opportunities to deepen your understanding and use this wisdom in meaningful ways. The technique I've shared with you today is just the beginning. There are deeper levels, advanced practices that can open doors you can't even imagine yet. If this resonates with you, if you feel that call to see beyond the surface and connect with a deeper reality, then it's time to begin. Start tonight. Find those few moments for conscious silence. Practice the 7 sacred breaths. Pay attention to your inner landscape. But remember, consistency trumps intensity. 10 minutes daily is more powerful than sporadic hour-long sessions. Your inner vision is like a flower that blooms gradually, with gentle, consistent care. If this exploration of inner vision speaks to you, if you feel that call to see beyond the surface and connect with a deeper reality, then maybe it's time to begin. Have you had moments that hint at perception beyond your ordinary senses? Your journey might inspire others to begin their own.